welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm your astrologer and tarot card reader, Mary Trimble, here with your readings for 2 weeks, guys. I won't be able to do the readings next week, so this is going to be for 2 weeks. I might be able to do a live feed, so don't forget to subscribe and press the bell for notifications, because I may do a couple of live feeds next week. But these readings are for March the 9th through the 22nd. So this is for Aries. Aries, what wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Aries for March the 9th through the 22nd? I've also included the astrology reading directly after this, so stay tuned for that. This is a general readings, guys, so take what resonates, leave the rest. If you'd like a personal reading, click here. It'll take you to my website, and you can check out the kind of readings I offer. All right, Aries. What do we have for wonderful Aries, guys? Your birthday coming up on the 19th. Happy birthday. The spring equinox. Oh, exciting. Okay, Aquarius. I almost said Aquarius. Oh my goodness, slap my face. Aries. The first card out for you is the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles, look, there's the infinity sign here, right? The infinity is like an 8 on its, horizontal 8. And this is really saying that you have to keep your eye on the ball. You have to be in the moment. You've got to be focused. You've got to be the multitasker. You probably are the multitasker. You've got a lot going on. Perhaps you've got a hobby and a job and a relationship or children, or 2 jobs, the relationship and children, whatever it is for you. It's asking you to be in the present moment. If you're at work, be at work. Don't be distracted on your phone about things that are happening at home. If you're at home, be at home. Don't be on your phone about things at work or being your mind. Be present. Be there for your loved ones. Now, clarifying the Two of Pentacles, there are 2 cards. You've got a lot of cards going on here. You have the 9 of Swords and the Page of Swords. Darling, there's a lot going on. The 9 of Swords is about worry, and it's about thinking about the worst case scenario. It's focusing on what's not working and really playing out different scenarios in your head. What if? It's such a waste of energy. What if, right? The 9 of Swords really is creating a fantasy of the negative in your head, and so it's worry, right? And I think worry is such a waste of energy. I had to talk my son off a ledge the other day. I don't mean literally, but, he was going, he was in. It was amazing to visually see him go into that space. His eyes were bug-eyed. What if? I mean, it was just, fast forward, of course, a total waste of time. And it affects you physically. This kind of worry affects you physically. It's because you fantasize about the worst case scenario, and then, you know, your stomach is on edge, you feel terrible, and it really affects you, your health. And, you know, we don't want anything to compromise your health, particularly as we've got, you know, a global health situation going on. So we want to be as calm and as reasonable as possible. And when we find ourselves going down that rabbit hole of what if, we have to pull ourselves back and, you know, and stay in the moment. Everything's okay right now. This is it. I'm okay right now. And clarifying, you know, not clarifying, but along with this, and yes, definitely clarifying this, because I feel that this worry is going to take you out of the moment. And you can drop the ball because you're so taken up with, you know, I'm in trouble, something's going to happen, you know, and you don't know if something's going to happen. You know, you're thinking, really, it's being in your head. It's obsessing is what it is. Now, you've got the Page of Swords here. And the Page of Swords is about, you know, a message. So maybe that's what's putting you in this situation. You've received a message that, you know, freaked you out. And it was probably the truth, but you've taken it in the wrong way. And this is, you know, there's some kind of, you know, it's just a message that's been delivered that doesn't feel good. This message is not good news. It's, you know, it's not necessarily bad news, but it's a news that is cutting to you almost. And that's what sends you into this frenzy of, you know, negative thinking and worry, needless worry. Look, you know, what is this worry about? When has ever worry been able to solve a problem, or, you know, being able to stop what's going to happen? What you can do is you've got to put this on the shelf for a bit and see how things play out. I think you've got to see how things play out, and maybe, just maybe, this could be a wake-up call for you. So, you know, it might be a warning of not to be involved with certain people, or not to be engaged in certain behaviors, or, you know, it might be a warning signal for you, because this full moon is about culminations. It's about endings. It's about, you know, crescendos. It's things coming up from the unconscious into the conscious. What is going on here, right? But the worry will not help you. You have to figure out how you're going to go forward, perhaps without being messed up with people or situations, whatever it is for you, Aries. How you can go forward with boundaries in place is what I'm getting. Now, the next card out for you is the High Priestess. And she's kind of sitting here right between, she's at Solomon's temple, right between the two pillars, you know, of totally opposing energies here. And, you know, we've got this full moon, right? We've got, you know, this very practical sign, Virgo. The moon is in Virgo and the sun is in Pisces. They're opposites, right? But you have to think of this. Pisces has something that Virgo doesn't, and Virgo has something that Pisces doesn't. So we can make this work. Now, the High Priestess comes into a reading and she is giving you the keys to the Akashic Records. And what does that mean? The Akashic Records is the wisdom, everything that's happened from the beginning of time, and the wisdom gained from those experiences, right? From time immemorial. So she is intuition coming in, and definitely take a look at the astrological report, because this will all make sense of what's going on in the celestial sky for the next couple of weeks. So this is all about tapping into trusting your instincts, trusting your gut feeling, going where it feels right. But I really feel that you've got to meditate. You've got to quieten the mind in order to hear this in order to receive this energy, this information. Now, you have two cards clarifying the High Priestess. You have the Star card, which actually represents Aquarius. And you have the Six of Swords right next to each other. The Star card is a deep healing coming in for you. So the Star card is, it represents kind of balance, right? It's spirituality, and it's spirituality and being on this three-dimensional plane, and how can we work together. And you've got these 7 stars, a big huge star, and then a 7 stars, which represents the 7 chakras, right? She's got 1 foot on the ground and 1 foot in the water. So this is 1 foot intuitively tuning in and 1 foot practically tuning in. So this kind of reminds me of this full moon. So there's a deep healing coming in here for you. But the healing is going to come from moving on. So you have to move on from something. Now, it could be that you need to move on from this, creating this scenario in your head, or these scenarios in your head. It's like you've got to move on. This is the thing. When the Six of Swords comes into a reading, it's saying there's some kind of fear there, right? There's some kind of fear, because it's the fear of the unknown. You don't know what's ahead. And, you know, maybe that's what this is, the fear of what's going to happen, right? That's, you know, that's what it is. So you're creating these scenarios. You can't stay here in this worst case scenario. You've got to move on from it. And, you know, it's like there's choppy waters right now, but there's greener pastures, and there's calmer waters ahead. You know, let it go. Move on. And I feel that your path is going to be illuminated. When the Star card comes in, she spreads light where there was once darkness, and she is going to illuminate your path forward. So I feel that you are finally going to see a way forward. I feel that when you let this go and you trust your instinct, trust your gut feeling, you know, when you quieten the mind, I feel that you're going to move on. And you're going to clearly see the pathway ahead of you in how to move on. And the next card you have is the Page of Pentacles. This is like a beautiful card. To me, it kind of feels like freedom almost. It's an opportunity that comes in for you. It's an idea that you can really take action on. And you know, this is the time to do it. So you may have had an idea that you've been mulling around or you've been playing with, and now is the time to take action. And this is saying, Aries, that this is the time to you're ready to move on to the next phase of your life. So maybe that's what you're in fear of, taking a chance with this idea or this opportunity that's here for you. And you're in fear, you don't know what's ahead. We don't know till we try, do we? And look, clarifying the Page of Pentacles is the Fool. And the Fool is just excited about the new adventure he's going on. He is, oh, I don't know what's around the corner. What's going to happen next? This is so exciting. And, you know, we've been around a bit, you know, we're a little dog-eared from life, and we're like, oh, what's around the corner? I don't know what's going to happen next. I can't cope with this. I don't want surprises. But when the Fool comes in, he's the number 0, and that stands for infinite possibilities, right? He sees infinite possibilities. Whereas sometimes when you've been dog-eared a bit, you're just in fear because you know that things can go awry at times. But, you know, everything's always all right in the end. We know that. We're still here. And if it's not all right, it's not the end. I love that saying. So this is a new beginning for you. It's a new opportunity for you to really tackle this idea that's been mulling around in your head, and you've had it for a while. This is the time to take major action, Aries. This is an exciting time. So over the next couple of weeks, first of all, happy birthday, Aries. And I want to really mention one of my patrons, my Joey Lamar. Thank you so much. You are such a support, and I really appreciate you. And I hope you have a most amazing birthday. So it is time to get on it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you haven't. Oh, and stay tuned for the astrological report coming up next. I love you all, and I'll see you on the other side. This side. Hello everyone, I'm so happy that you decided to stay on and listen to the astrological report and what's happening in the celestial sky for this week and the week after, as next week I won't have time to do these readings. So we start off on Monday, the 9th of March 2020. We have a super full moon in Virgo at 19 degrees, 1:47 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's if you're in New York. 3 hours behind on the West Coast and only 4 hours ahead in Europe this week, because they haven't changed their time yet. Now, a full moon, as most of you know, is when the sun and the moon are opposite each other. And it's actually the sun that illuminates the moon. When they're exactly opposite, the moon is completely full. And this is a super full moon, which means that the moon is very close to the Earth on its elliptical travels. And it is going to appear huge in the sky. It's going to be massive. It's a beautiful full moon, darling, and which means that it's very powerful. The magnetism from that and the effect on us and the planet is immense. It will definitely affect the tectonic plates on the planet, and it's going to affect us. Now, the moon is in Virgo and the sun is in the opposite sign of Pisces. Now, the moon is feminine. She's the mother. She's the divine feminine. She receives, right? She's receiving light from the sun. She's emotions. So it's all about feeling, right? But she is in Virgo. Now, before I go any further, she's at 19 degrees Virgo. Now, 19 degrees is very poignant, right? It really reduces down to number 1 in numerology. It's because 1 and 9 is 10, and 1 and 0 is 1. So the number 1 in numerology is about independence, individuality, determination, and authenticity, right? And the number 1 in the tarot is the magician. So this, the magician has one hand in the sky to the ethereal realm, to source, to, angels, to your guides, whatever you choose to call your deity or your belief system, and one hand on his table where there are 4 elements, and the 4 elements are all we need. So this is saying that you have everything you need to become or to do whatever you want to do. This is a very powerful new beginning, right? It's magical. Virgo is about analysis, and this full moon is in Virgo. It's about practical problem solving, right? She's an earth sign. Virgo is feminine. She's an earth sign. So she's pragmatic. Because she's feminine, she receives, right? Because feminine signs receive, masculine put out. She assesses situation, people, and things to work out how to make the best of whatever it is that she's assessing. She wants everything and everyone to be the best. She is quality control. So the best thing I can say, look, imagine that Virgo is a woman in September where the harvest is coming in and she's receiving the harvest, right? And she meticulously goes through that harvest. She takes out the best from the harvest and then she organizes it. How is, so much say it's wheat and corn, right? So she's going through these strands of wheat and corn and she is putting them in piles, some to make flour, some to make bread, some to make mead, alcohol. So she's putting all these piles and she's sorting it out so that she can best use it for the upcoming winter for everyone, right? So she is sorting through this information to make the best out of it. Now, Mercury, Virgo's ruling planet, is going to be going direct later on that day. Or the next day if you're in Europe and Asia. So I just wanted you to be aware of that. That's a side note for now. So the sun is in the opposite sign in Pisces, right? So this energy is very kind of intermingled. Now, on the positive side, Pisces is spiritual, it's meditation, it's introspective, it's connection with spirit, with the ethereal realm. It's dreamy and intuitive. It's sensitive to everybody's feelings, right? And this is especially so because it is right next to Neptune, and Neptune is the ruler of Pisces, and Neptune is dreamy, it's visionary, it is a connection with spirit. You can use it as that. You can, write fantasy, fiction, poetry, the visual arts, anything artistic and creative is a really good way to channel this energy. It's also, on the downside, it's a little fuzzy. It's not quite clear what's reality, what's fantasy, what's the truth, what's delusion or an illusion. Because, if you're using it creatively, you can bring to life visualization. Visualization is really good during this time too. So if you can direct it, it's brilliant. But you can also go off the other way. You can be easily influenced. You can be deluded by people. So you have to be, meditation, darling. This is about introspection. So it's very, very powerful. And on one hand, you've got this very practical, woman who's receiving information and sorting it. And on the other hand, you've got this dreamy, visionary, you can lose time with Neptune too. So it's very hard to focus sometimes. So you have to kind of remember this. Now, this full moon, right, is about introspection. It's about going within. It's definitely a time to be quiet and to be reflective and to go inside and pull out the best qualities, because Virgo wants the best, right? So, and also the negative side of Virgo is criticism. So you've got to be careful, and also that's the best side, critical thinking, but criticism is the negative side, right? So you have to make sure that when you have to really pay attention to your internal dialogue. So if you're saying, oh, you're useless, you can't do that, this is no good, that's not a good thing. But if you can change that, you can change the energy of that by saying, oh, how can I do that better? What if I did this instead of that? And it's really about changing the internal language. You're talking about the same thing, but you are coming out of the problem and looking for a solution. You're opening up your mind to wonderful possibilities. And this is a wonderful time to do this. So reach within. Be introspective, be quiet, go within and pull out your best qualities, your star qualities. What is the best that you can be? What can you pull out and become? Where do you need improvement? You can say, instead of, oh my God, I'm useless, I can't do that. It's like, where can I improve upon this? Because the possibilities are endless, right? Now, another reason that this is a powerful full moon is that it is in harmony. It's got this beautiful harmonious relationship at the same time with Mars, the planet of action, right? Get up and go and start something new. And Jupiter, the planet of abundance and good fortune. And Pluto, the planet of transformation. So this is a transformative time for the better. So it can start off a little fuzzy, a little confusing perhaps, because Neptune is involved, but it's ultimately going to turn out well, particularly if you go inside. And this is, look, Jupiter, Mars, and Pluto are all in Capricorn, and Capricorn is ambitious, it's industry, right? It is, hard work, it's goal orientated. Look, this is a very industrious full moon. I would say kind of hold off. It's like make the plans, go within, figure out what's going to work, and then come out guns a-blazing. And Mercury, don't forget, goes direct that night. Mercury is the ruler of Virgo, so it's going direct that night. So, go inside, figure all this stuff out, sort through all the information that you're receiving that's within, and then get up. Nothing will be able to stop you, darling, when you start on your plans, your goals. Set your goals and get out there and achieve them. So this is a very exciting day on Monday. Now, not a lot is going on for the rest of the week. A couple of minor aspects that aren't worth really mentioning. However, and that's why I kind of also wanted to skip to the second week and do it all in one, because Monday on March the 16th, 2020 at 3:43 a.m. Mercury moves back into Pisces. So you've got this energy being kicked up again, right? Now it already was in Pisces, and when it went retrograde, it went into Aquarius, and now it's going back into Pisces because it's direct and it's picking up speed, right? So more creativity, writing music, creative writing, fantasy writing, visual arts, enjoying museums and appreciating the beauty in everything. Now, Tuesday, March the 17th, it is St. Patrick's Day. So happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. And please drink responsibly. Now, Thursday, March the 19th, 2020, at 11:50 p.m. It's at the end of the day. The sun enters Aries. This is the spring equinox. This is really spring has sprung, darling. Aries is a cardinal sign. We're going to get up. We're going to feel energized. It's brilliant. Now listen, the equinox is when daylight conquers the night, and it is time to spring into action. Spring has sprung. Aries is the beginning of the zodiac. It is the start. Aries is the fearless warrior. He will jump into action for the sheer thrill of it. His anger and rage is unparalleled, right? And he can be a bit impulsive and impatient. And his fuse is a bit short, but he blows up and the fire goes out. So he lets go pretty quickly. So this is a time to take action. And, with Mercury going direct, it's like we're off to the races. You better plan everything now so that you can spring into action next week. Now, on Friday, March the 20th, 2020, Mars is conjunct Jupiter, which means they come together. And when they're together, you can barely tell one from the other, right? Their energies meld. They become one. Now, Mars is the ruler of Aries, right? So it's cozying up. Mars is the warrior, right? Get up and go. And Mars also rules sexuality and libido. And it is cozying up to Jupiter, the planet of good fortune, bigger, better, more, and abundance, right? So energy is really out of the ballpark. It's like, get up and go. You want to do everything and perhaps everyone. It's like, passion, your libido is high. Everyone's, it's spring, darling. And then to have this, it's like a double indemnity. All the animals and everybody is procreating or attempting to procreate. They're definitely getting together. So this is really a great time to start anything that requires physical stamina and energy. So, you can be building something or sports, perhaps. This is brilliant for anything, running a marathon, anything that requires a lot of energy and stamina. Now, just be mindful not to overdo it because, Jupiter's bigger, better, more, right? So you have to know your limitations. You have to kind of rein it in a bit. Now, on another note, new love interests are likely under this influence because of your magnetism and charisma and your sexual, sexy energy. It's all going to be out there and everybody's going to be, it's going to be fun. Oh dear, another baby boomer thing. Anyway. Somebody stop me. Now, on Saturday, March the 21st, 2020, Saturn moves into Aquarius. New rules of engagement may be required. Saturn is he's the old man, right? And according to Greek mythology, the water bearer, the symbol of Aquarius, was a young man named Ganymede. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but anyway, he was the object of Zeus's affections, and he would go around bringing H2O, water, to all the gods in exchange for eternal youth, right? So you have this youth, this young kind of outside the box, innovative, individual, unique, a little quirky energy mixed with the old wise man Saturn. It's like push, pull, push, pull. So you have youth, combined with this old adult, and anything is possible because this means a whole new set of engagement rules, kind of thing, new ways of living with each other, perhaps, right? In community, because Aquarius is about community, it's about unity. So, and perhaps new ways of traveling. So, listen, it could be this is a major shift in energy as Saturn moves into Aquarius, from Capricorn into Aquarius and backwards. And it's going to do a little dance for a while, right? As it goes retrograde as well. So, look, it could be that, everyone could have like live-in rooms and share the kitchen and the bathrooms, and perhaps buildings will get higher. This is an air sign, so we could build up. I mean, there's lots of different ways of looking at this, but I think very innovative ways of living will become the norm, I think. So there's going to be major changes in those areas. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you. I just wanted to remind you that this is a membered supported channel. So there are a few ways that you can support me. Of course, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing is a brilliant way to support me. I really appreciate that. But you can also check out Patreon. Click on this link. My Patreon page, I post things there. I don't post anywhere else. And you can support me for as little as $1 a month. That's $12 a year. Not a lot for you, but it's huge. Imagine if all my subscribers gave me $1 a month. That would be amazing. I'd be able to get so much done. I wouldn't have to work on the side. And listen, I now have a membership to my channel, so you can press the join button. You're not you're not beholden to join, but you can see what's offered there. And we have a member kind of section where we can hang out, and I plan to do videos just for my members. But I've just got the membership, so check it out. And hopefully that will build out. I think the smallest membership is $1.99. So that would be lovely if you could do that. And if not, that's cool too. No pressure. I want to thank you all, and I want to thank my patrons and my members. I really appreciate you. You are helping me do the thing that I love the most, which is to help and inspire others. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for that. And guys, I love you all. Mwah, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.